Alright guys, well as you can see I am back, well sort of. Obviously it's been quite a while since I last posted a video on my channel and most of you know the reasons behind that. I'm not going to go into that right now, but at the moment I can't really get into my workshop because I've been storing quite a few bits and pieces in there and it needs sorting out. But I also wanted to get on with a video for you guys and try and get myself back into some sort of normality after everything that's been going on. So I'm going to be doing a few tool reviews. So if that's not your sort of thing, I do apologise for that. But there's a couple of reasons why I'm starting off with a few tool reviews. One, because they're quite simple videos to do. And two, the company's actually sent me the products out for review for some of these way before Christmas. And when I told them what was going on, they were nice enough to allow me the time to kind of get myself ready again and back in the workshop. So thanks to those companies for being patient enough and allowing me time to kind of pull myself back together somewhat. So anyway, that's enough talking from me. Let's crack on with the video and hopefully I won't be too rusty and make a complete mess of it. So enjoy the video. So today I'm going to be reviewing the track saw from Evolution. Now they've got various different sets of this saw. This is the biggest bundle they do, and it's got two sections of 1.4 meter track, so 2.8 meters in total, which means you can rip down a full sheet of 8x4 plywood, MDF or whatever without messing around. And it also comes with three shorter lengths at 340 millimeters each, which come in the box. It's got an 185 millimeter TCT circular saw blade, which is able to cut multiple materials. It's 1600 watts. At 90 degrees, it will cut a depth of 64 millimeters. And at 45 degrees, it will cut a depth of 47 millimeters. Cable is 3 meters long, which isn't too bad, and the weight of the actual tool itself is 5.1 kilograms. What comes in the box, you obviously get three short sections of your track. Like I've said, this is the biggest bundle they do, and it also comes with the two lengths at 1.4 meters, so you've got a choice of like the longer tracks or the short ones. Now I think these rails are pretty standard. Got your Splinter Guard along, which you've got to trim off before you can actually use it. Now got the anti-slip on the back. Now on the back you've got the two joining pieces or joining bars, which you use to join the track together. How many have you got? Yes, you've got four. Two on this one, two on that one. So you've got plenty of the joining bars to actually join these bits of track, and you've also got some joining bars on the longer pieces as well. Also in the box you get your usual instruction booklet. Get your rip fence. Not quite sure why you'd need one of those with a track saw, to be honest, but you might do. Looks like you get dust port adapter and the dust port itself. And then you get your saw. Before I show you that, get your 185 millimeter circular saw blade. And this is one of their multi-material ones, and you can cut a variety of different materials with this: mild steel, aluminium, or aluminum, however you want to say it, wood and plastic. Standard blade. And then you get the saw itself, which is quite weighty actually. I'll just spin the saw around quickly. 3 meter lead. Feels like nice rubberized, good quality cable. And I suppose 3 meters isn't too bad, considering some tools come with ridiculously short power leads. I'll just give you a quick look around the saw. Like I say, it is quite a heavy saw, quite nicely built. I'll take you in close and show you all the different features that it's got. Alright then, so let's go over some of the features on the saw. So obviously this isn't your standard plunge type saw, it's more like your standard circular saw, but obviously you can adjust the depth of cut, and to loosen that you've got a lever at the back in here. If you lift that up, that will actually allow you to adjust the saw to whatever depth of cut you need. And then to lock it, obviously you just push this lever down inside back and that locks it securely. Now you can also bevel the saw, and according to the scale it goes 0 to 45. Now in order to tilt the saw, you've got this one at the back which you need to undo anti-clockwise. So once you've undone that, you've also got this lever at the front. You have to unlock that one as well, and then that will allow you to angle the saw to whatever angle you need. And obviously to lock it, once you've got the desired angle, do the one at the front, and then also the one at the back, tighten that one up again. Right, so if you do need to use your little rip fence, you can either fit this from the left hand side or you can fit it from the right hand side of the saw, and it just simply slides in. And then to fix it in place, you've got this little plastic knob, just turn that clockwise and that locks it securely in place. And then you can actually use that along the edge of your board that you're cutting. So you've got your nice front handle, which is fairly comfortable to hold, pretty standard setup for these types of saw. And you've got your main handle where you've got your trigger. Now note, you can't actually pull the trigger unless you press the safety catch. So you press that in and then you can squeeze the trigger, but if you don't press that, you can't operate the saw. And it's a nice, comfortable, well weighted. Like I say, it's quite heavy, but that's what you want, because you don't want it kind of slipping off the track too easily. Back here you've got your storage for the Allen key. Always nice to have the onboard storage. And if you need to change the carbon brushes, you can do so either side of the motor, so they're really easy to get to. And last thing is your arbor lock is on the top here in the center. Right, so they're fairly easy to join the track pieces together. I'll show you on a couple of the shorter pieces. Now these joining bars have got 4 grub screws along the length, so you want to make sure that you've got 2 on each side. These ones are already done up, and then you would just slot them in the grooves on the back of the track, push the track together, and you want to make sure that you push the tracks as tight as you can together. And once you've got them sitting level with one another, it's just a case of doing the little grub screws up. One thing I will say is you get an Allen key for doing the blade, but you don't get the smaller one for adjusting these joining bars. Not that I've seen anyway, I will double check that. But that's how you join the tracks together, and then obviously I'm going to try and make sure they're as flush as possible. And then obviously you can put your saw on the track like that, and it should slide nice and easily. And just make sure this is sitting flush and it doesn't catch, which that doesn't. So should your saw not lock tightly on the track, hopefully you can see this from the video, but you'll see that there's some side to side movement. And that's at the front and the back, but you've got this dial here at the back and one at the front, and all you've got to do is you turn them clockwise until it tightens it up. Same with the one at the front. Alright, so the movement is now completely eliminated, but what you also have to check once you've done that is that it still slides, and that's a little bit tight. So I'm going to just loosen this off a bit. That's better. And oh no, there's still a little bit of play there. That's better. That's better. Because you don't want to do them up so tight that you can barely move it, but you also want to eliminate all the play in it, which I've now done. And it still slides. Right, so to fit the blade, you'll see there's an arrow on this plastic cover here, showing which way round the blade actually spins. And you've got an arrow on the blade, so you need to match up and make sure you fit the blade the right way round. And you can take the nut off and the outer sleeve, and then slide this guard out the way just while you get the blade in place. Double check to make sure you've got it orientated the right way round. Once you get it on, you can actually let go of the guard. Once you've got the blade in place, then you can fit the inner flange back on, and then the nut, and it's anti-clockwise to take this off and clockwise to do it up. So do it up hand tight, and then in order to stop the blade from spinning and crank the nut down, you need to press the arbor lock and hold that down, and then what that will allow you to do is use the provided Allen key to basically cinch the blade down, and that is that. All right, so now we've got the blade fitted and secured in place. Last thing to do is to test it out, make sure the saw actually works, see how loud it is. As I've already pointed out earlier on in the video, before you can operate the saw, you have to press the safety switch and then pull the trigger. So I'm not going to do your usual decibel check because it's a circular saw. I guarantee before I even switch it on, it's going to be loud because most saws are. So let's see what it sounds like. As I said, extremely loud. Now it doesn't appear to have any sort of soft start. . But despite not having soft start, there's no kind of initial kick or jolt when you start it up. You also get a little bag with another Allen key and 2 little screws, and that's for connecting the dust port onto the saw. So you've got 2 holes on there, correspond with these 2 holes, and then it's just a case of putting that on there like that, getting your screws and popping them in. Bit fiddly because these screws are a bit small. Actually, they're Phillips. Yeah. Alright, so you actually get 2 Allen keys, but these are Phillips screws, so I'll have to go and get a Phillips screwdriver. Right, let's try that again, shall we? So you don't need that Allen key. And then just try and get these tiny little screws in position. Now, I don't really think dust extraction on this would be brilliant anyway, because it's not like your usual track saw, which is kind of enclosed in on this front side. So there's a lot of space for dust to escape, but it comes with the adapter, so you can just kind of connect your shop vac to it. So I don't think I mentioned it or showed this earlier on in the video. So this bundle actually comes with the carry case for the longer lengths of track, and you could probably fit the shorter lengths in here as well, so you can keep them all together. And it seals closed with Velcro along the top and complete with carry handle. And on the back, you've got a separate pocket with a zip where you can actually keep the clamps, and there you go. It does come with the Allen key for adjusting the connecting bars for the track. So it's actually in the pocket or in the box with the clamps. So that's good to know. And the clamps themselves are better than a lot I've seen. Quick release, just undo that knob and you can slide adjust these fairly quickly. And then you've got the micro adjustment by turning either way. So the last thing you would need to do before actually using the track saw to cut down any material is to cut the splinter guard, and that basically means just running the saw along the track and trimming the excess off with the blade. And after that, all you've got to do is line up this edge with your marks and you can make your cuts. Obviously I'm not going to do that because I'm indoors at the moment and I'm not going outside to do that, but there's plenty of reviews of these saws being used, so just remember you need to trim this first. Right then guys, so that's the first video on my return done and dusted. Apologies if it's not up to my usual polished standard, not that my usual videos are that highly polished, but you know what I mean. I still feel a little bit rusty in front of the camera because it has been quite a number of months since I last stood here speaking to a camera. So hopefully in time I can get back into the swing of things. Hopefully by the next video I'll be back in the workshop, but if not, it's only another tool review, so it doesn't really matter if I have to do it in my living room again. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video somewhat, and hopefully moving forward I can get back into the swing of things. I can start feeling a bit more normal in myself and yeah, get back to some sort of normal. I don't think it's ever going to be as normal as it was before, but we can only do what we can do. So before I go, I just wanted to say that Evolution Power Tools are actually doing a promotion on their EXT battery platform throughout the month of June. So be sure to head over to their website and check out the promotional offers they've got on offer this month on their batteries, etc. Also, they've got money off of certain other items. You can buy all the kits for the track saw that I've just reviewed, all with money off, and if you use the code GRUMPYS, GRUMPYS, you'll get an extra 5% off on top of that. I will earn a tiny bit of commission, but I'm not going to get rich anytime soon, so I'm not going to be a millionaire next year. But if it helps you guys save a little bit of money, then it's worth it. So GRUMPYS and save yourself 5%. And they're doing the battery promotion throughout the month of June. So don't miss it. Head over there if you're looking for any more batteries or tools or whatever, and have a look at what they've got on offer. So until the next video, stay safe, guys. Hopefully you got a little bit of enjoyment out of this one. It certainly feels good to be back, even though I'm not my normal self yet, but we're working on that. So until the next video, stay safe, and you will see me in the next one. Cheers for watching, guys.